So I am doing the fairy tale in real life book tag that I was tagged to do by Jen from JentleStrength, so thank you, Jen. Hey friends, my name is Gabrielle. Welcome from Muse Reads. This is the Fairy Tales in Real Life tag. Now, I was tagged by Jen from JentleStrength, who I will leave in the description and in the annotation so you guys can go ahead and check her out. She's really cool. I've known her for like my entire time on BookTube, actually. Jen, we've known each other for a year. How crazy is that? This is a 10-question tag, and you can see all the questions in the description below. The first question is Fairy Godmother, a contemporary trope where a motherly, fatherly figure guides a misguided protagonist. For this, I am going to put Here There Be Dragons. And basically, this book is about 4 men who are all strangers brought together to take care of something called the Imaginarium Geographica, which has basically an atlas of all the imaginary lands that have ever been created. And they are guided by one of the other caretakers, who is the only one left of his group that was originally given. So he is sent to guide them through their journey as they try and protect this Geographica from this Winter King who is trying to destroy all the imaginary lands. It's really good. It's amazing. It has this gigantic twist at the end that just left me open-mouthed, staring in shock into mid-space. The companion book just came out, which was considered the 8th book in this series, so it's a nice long series to get into if you want something new to try. The second book is Prince Charming, a character who takes on a heroic quest or act for his or her love interest. I'm gonna kind of cheat and use an actual fairy tale retelling. That would be Winter from the Lunar Chronicles. Now, the character specifically I'm talking about is Jason, who is the handsome security royal guard that is assigned to Princess Winter. He's kind of the one who just kind of comes along for the quest because, yeah, okay, it's a good idea to defeat the evil queen, but also he's just kind of there to make sure that Princess Winter doesn't hurt herself. The third question is Forbidden Fruit, a contemporary trope that talks about giving into temptation. The answer to that question is going to be Kingston Court by Holly Camier. This entire book is kind of about being tempted by either different opportunities for your life that have just come up or your general temptation when it comes to romance, and it's like a kind of a twist between Desperate Housewives and Sex and the City. So it was an interesting one for me to read. I really liked it because it was set in San Diego, which is where I grew up, so they were talking about the kind of nicer area, which is like, okay, yeah, I could totally see this happening here. For the fourth question, that is When the Clock Strikes Midnight, a trope where the characters must fear an impending moment. This is a book I just read because, you know, I'm obsessed with the series, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while. Gemena! Basically, in this book, one of the huge parts of it is that there is a countdown to when they are meeting up with a fleet, and they have to try and accomplish all these tasks before they meet up with that fleet. I loved Illuminate so much, so I was really excited for this book, so I'm going to be uploading a separate review talking more about my thoughts on this, but I figured this one kind of fit that tag question pretty well. Question number 5 is The Big Bad Wolf, and that is an antagonist so powerful that the hero feels helpless against it, her, or him. Glass Sword, Victoria Aveyard. Mostly, I'm not going to spoil it, but mostly talking about how it ended. There were a lot of mixed thoughts that I had on Glass Sword, but I have to say that the antagonist was presented really well, and it seemed like everything that the main characters tried to do never seemed to work out in their favor, and just their antagonist could never be defeated. So I really feel like, especially with the part at the very last part that a lot of people who have read this book will know that I'm kind of referencing to, especially when that happened, and I feel like that really encompasses that entire tag question. Number 6 is The Power Within, an example of an unexpected power from a character who imagines themselves to be ordinary. I'm gonna do Modern Lovers by Emma Straub. Now this one is mainly because there is one of the main characters is this woman who was part of a band, and she ended up writing the band's #1 song that actually led their singer to go on and become famous, even if the bandmates at the time didn't live famous lives. Her name is Elizabeth. When it comes to Elizabeth, she is just kind of doesn't have, even though she wrote this really amazing one-hit wonder song, she kind of just views herself as a very ordinary housewife who kind of had her time in the spotlight, but now that was in college, so she's living her normal life now. There is a huge growth that happens with her where she becomes more confident, and she realizes that she has the power to kind of make her own future. It's a talent that she has, and she has that capacity to go out and be successful in the music music industry. Number 7 is the grand ball, and that is a situation in which a character faces a major moment about fitting in. For this, I am going to be using the Queen Geek Social Club. This entire book is about not fitting in high school. One of the best things that I love about this book is they talk about how like the unrealistic standards for women, especially women in models, and they run a Twinkie drive, and it's called Feed the Starving Models or something. It's very satirical, it's very hilarious in the book. It's such a total high school thing to do. And the next tag question is number 8, which is the fairest of them all, a pressure for outer beauty that challenges the importance of inner beauty. The strange and beautiful sorrows of Ava Lavender. Ava is a girl who is born with the wings of a bird. Like, she just has bird wings, and it's got a lot of magical realism in it, which I love, but basically Ava's story is about how she's viewed outwardly because she's seen as this angel or this supernatural creature when really she's just a girl who just happened to be born with bird wings. Question number 9 is the evil stepmother, a character who invokes anger or resentment for stepping into another's role. I'm gonna use Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, but not for the reasons you think. So with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, I feel like Albus has a lot of hatred and just kind of not hatred, maybe I feel like Albus has a lot of resentment towards Harry because he's left Albus with these gigantic shoes to fill. And Albus is the black sheep. He doesn't fit in. He was sorted into a different house than everyone expected him to be. It's very interesting to see how that can kind of be flipped, and Harry in a way is almost the evil stepmother for Albus. The last question of this tag is question number 10, and that is happily ever after. The belief in finding happiness at the end, even when the road to get there had its struggles. I feel like no other book can be the best answer for this question other than The Martian by Andy Weir. This was the best book because it gave you enough suspense and it gave you enough is he, isn't he, what's going to happen to Mark, like so many twists and turns that you didn't expect that when the ending did happen, you felt resolved, and it was really great. And that concludes the Fairy Tale in Real Life book tag. So I love doing this tag. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've done a tag video that I was jumping at a chance to do any kind of tag, and I'm really excited that I was able to do this one because I love fairy tales and I love fairy tale retelling and tying them into different books, and I think that's so much fun to do. I'm going to tag Brittany from Brittany Reads, I'm going to tag the lovely people from the restricted section, and I'm going to tag AJ from AJ Reads. And I tag you as well because this was a really fun tag and you guys should definitely do it. So there you go. If you guys do this tag, then link them in the comments below so I can go ahead and check them out because this was really fun and I love watching tag videos. If you guys haven't seen my last video, then make sure you stick around because it will be playing right after this. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, then you should because I upload bookish videos twice a week as well as some random reaction videos when I see things that are cool that I want to react to. But that's all I have for you guys today, so thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you guys later. Okay. Bye. 6 hours because Gilmore Girls The Revival has just come out and I just finished watching it and I have so many emotions.